average due date. Before we start and continue with average due date, certain basic things you have to understand about this concept, average due date. Pay attention. Let's assume I may be a person who borrowed money from you. I may be a person who borrowed money from you, and I have to pay you. I've taken different types of loans. Different types of loans from you. Bank OD I've taken, or you're a banker, I've taken a bank OD, or you're a private lender or a financier, daily basis I've taken a loan, like that. Let's assume for the March month, these are the amounts I have to pay to you. Okay, first March for 500 rupees na pay for interest and madri. Okay, on 5th March 2022, for some other loan I have to pay you 1,200 rupees. On 15th March 2022, I have to pay some 2,500 rupees. Pay attention. On 22nd March 2022, I have to pay you some 1,850 rupees. Then on 25th March 2022, number series of payments I have to make. The series of payments may be any number of amounts. This example, how many transactions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to pay you 5 different payments. 5 different payments on 5 different dates. Okay. Sir, why should I pay? This may be for even purchase of goods also. For example, let's assume you sold me goods with 10 days credit. How many days credit?
10 days credit.
Okay. Maybe like 20th February you sold goods due on 1st March and the Mari. Okay. Before March I sold goods, I have to pay. These are the payment to be made for purchases. Or this may be like installments to be paid for loans. Or this may be like bills drawn and accepted. Okay, set of payment to be made by one party to the another party. Eவ்வளவு payment பண்ணணும்? What is the total amount? What is the total amount to be paid? 7,050 I have to pay. How much I have to pay totally? 7,050. Now wait. If I pay the entire amount on 31st March, I want to settle the entire 7,050. Will you agree?
No.
I will not pay 500 on 1st March, 1,200 on 5th March. I do not want to make 5 different payments or a single short payment. How much? 7,050 I want to pay on 31st March. ஒரே amount la pay பண்ணிடுறேங்க. Total amount 7,050. நீங்க agree பண்ணிப்பீங்களா 31st March? You will ask, see, 1st March இந்த 500 pay பண்ணிருக்கணும். 5th March you should have paid how much? 1,200. But you are coming and telling you are paying at the end of the month. Okay, then you will say, the receiver will say, okay, suppose if I borrowed money, 1 month interest. Okay, here, if the money is paid later, receiver loses the interest, income. Receiver loses the income. Okay, if the money is paid in the last month, later date, who loses money? Receiver loses interest. What is that interest? The 500 rupees, now suppose you borrow the interest pay panninga. So delay panni pay panna, who's the loser? Receiver is the loser. On the other hand, you are telling, you 1st March settle pannidunga. Don't wait till 31st March. 1st March 7,050 pay pannunga. You are asking me to pay 1st March itself. Next month payment total. You pay it on 1st March itself. Will I pay? I will say, why should I pay? 1st March 500 are due. Look at these amounts are due in the next 5 or 10 days, 20 days, 25 days. Now, if I make an early payment, who loses money? Payer loses. Okay, if later payment is made, receiver loses. What we lose? I lose interest, you lose interest. For example, let us assume I have to borrow and pay you. Then, for the borrowing, I will pay interest. For the borrowing, I will pay interest. So, if I make an early payment, the payer will lose. If I make a later payment, who will lose? Receiver will lose. So, what is the exact date on which the entire amount should be settled without gain or loss to both the party? 1st March la pay panna, who loses? Yarukku loss? Payer. Kadasila pay panna? Receiver. You tell me a date where both receiver as well as what? Payer is not losing anything. That is the average due date. That is called as what? Average due date. It is not early date or later date. It is which date? Average due date. Okay, that is number 1. Number two, which day it will be? Which day it will be? Will it be 15th March? No, because amounts are different. Dates are different, amounts are different. Direct middle of the month nu solla mudiyadhu. If amount is uniform, days are uniform, then you can say mid of the month pay pannunga nu sollidalam. Whether the amounts are uniform, whether the series of transaction gap is uniform, it is not uniform. So we have to find out the date, that is called as which date? Average due date, which may be 18th March or 20th March or 10th March, depends on various parameters. But what you have to understand over here is, when there is a series of payment, what do you mean by series of payments? Set of payments between two parties. Okay, average due date is calculated to ensure that both payer as well as what? Receiver is not losing anything. Is not losing anything. That is called as which date? Average due date. Start. Average due date. Average due date. Below that. When a series of payment is involved between two parties, comma, take up this, then we'll proceed. This explanation is not offered in the book. Okay, we'll take it up and we'll proceed. How to count the day, how to work out, there are so many methods. Number game, we'll come to that later. Concept understanding is what matters now. Okay, start. When a series of payment is involved between two parties, comma, instead of making multiple payments, comma, total money shall be settled on a single day. Instead of making multiple payments, example multiple payments, and the 500,000, 200, 2,500, 1,850 and the mari. Instead of making multiple payments, the total money shall be settled on what? A single day. If the amount is settled on the last day, who will lose money? Receiver loses.
He has to pay interest for the goods.
We'll see. Receiver loses. To avoid this, we may pay interest, etc. and all. We'll see. The amount is settled on the last day. Who loses? Receiver loses. If the amount is settled on the first day itself, who loses? Payer loses. You call it as interest, you call it as opportunity cost of capital. By different method we call. Average due date. Average due date is the day on which single payment shall be made. Average due date is the day on which the single payment shall be made without any loss to both payer and what? Receiver. Okay, it is a date on which a single payment may be made. Okay, a consolidated payment shall be made without any loss or gain to what? Both the parties. Okay, this is what is average due date. Average due date. There are a lot of applications of this average due date which we will be learning. What do you mean by application? Where we apply the average due date to calculate interest on drawings, to calculate EMI, to calculate delayed payment, interest, etc. So many places we'll apply. So first let us understand the concept of which one? Average due date. Then let us go for applying this particular concept and charging the interest. giving the rebate, discount, etc. Okay. Start. Steps in calculating average due date. Steps in calculating average due date. First step, calculate due date of each transaction or bills calculate due date for each transaction / bills. Pay attention. Let's assume, listen, I sell you goods on 1st February with 20 days credit. Now will you take 1st February for counting the days or 20th February for counting the days? I sell goods on 20 days credit. I sell the goods on 20 days credit. Okay, on 1st February I sold the goods. Now for calculating the average due date, will you take it from 1st February or 20th February? 1st February நீங்க பைசா பே பண்ணணுமா எனக்கு? இல்ல நான் வந்து நம்ம என்ன வொர்க் அவுட் பண்றோம்? ஜர்னல் என்ட்ரியா ஆவரேஜ் டியூ டேட்டா? எப்ப நான் குட்ஸ் சேல் பண்ணிருக்கேன்? 1st February. When you have to pay the money? 20th February. So here, what do you mean by due date? 20th February or 1st February? I mean பண்றேன். Calculate due date for which one? Each transaction. The transaction can be sale or purchase, or it can be bill of exchange. Do you remember bill of exchange chapter? For example, A signed a bill with B for 2 months on 1st February. 2 months bill. Now what will be the due date? 2 months bill. So March, April plus how many days grace you will allow? 3 days of grace you will allow. So it will be March, April first varum plus 3 days of grace add panna 4th April. So 4th April will be taken as which one? Due date. So for every transaction, it may be credit purchase or credit sales or EMI due or amount due or bills due. Work out which date? Due date. That's the first most important thing. Next, number 2. Generally, take the first due date. Take the first due date as the base date. Take the first due date as which date? Base date. Number 3. Calculate number of days from the base date. Calculate the number of days. Number of days from what to what? Base date to which date? Due date for every transaction. For example, if 1st February is taken as a base date, first 20 days in the money you have to count. You have to count. Next, product. In mathematics, what do you mean by product? Multiplication. Product is equal to number of days in step 3 into amount. Product is equal to number of days in step 3 into what? Amount. It will give us which one? Product. Multiplication of number of days and this one. 5th step, average due date. Average due date is equal to base date plus total of product divided by total of amount. Total of product divided by total of amount. These many days you have to add with which date? Base date to get which one? Average due date. We'll apply in a problem. What is the first one? Calculate due date of each transaction or bill. Generally take which date? First date as the base date to avoid any mistakes. Then calculate the number of days from which days? Base date to due date for each transaction. Product is equal to number of days into the amount due. Average due date is base date into total of product divided by total of amount. Wait பண்ணுங்க. Let me to apply this in this problem and let me to work out. Have you taken up those 5 steps? No one.
Yes.
Taken? Okay. Let us take this is the due date. Pay attention. We can copy this later. This is the amount. Now, which day we can keep it as a base date? Number of days from, we can take from which date? 1st March. The first due date will be kept as a base date. So, wait பண்ணுங்க. 1st March to 1st March, step 1. Step 1 on the due date for transaction for bills. Due date is already given in the first problem. Next, second என்ன பண்ணும்? Generally take the first date as which date? Base date. What is the base date we have taken? 1st March. Then calculate the number of days from base date to due date for each transaction. 1st March to 1st March என்ன வரும்? 0. 1st March to 5th March, 4 days. அப்புறம் 1st March to 15th March, எவ்வளவு days? 14 days. 1st March to 21st March, எவ்வளவு days? 21 days, 24 days. This is number of days. Then product is equal to, how to get the product? Number of days in step 3 into what? Amount. So this is like 500 into 0 அந்த மாதிரி. So get the total of product. What is the total of product? Total of product. This is the total of amount. Total of amount. Then how to get the average due date? Base date plus total of product divided by total of amount. Base date plus total of product plus total of amount. What is the base date? 1st March 2022 plus என்ன பண்ணும்? What is the total of product? 1,02,650 divided by 7050. போடுங்களா 1,02,650 divided by 7050 ஆட் பண்ணா எவ்வளவு ஆன்சர் வந்துச்சு? 14.56. So we can say 15 days. 14.56 can be taken as what? 15 days. 15 days. So 1st March 2022 plus you have to add how many days? 15 days now. Average due date. Average due date will be 16 March 2022. Once again, you repeat the entire process. What is the first step? Due date. First question, sample it is given. Then of course amount due is also given. What is the second step? What is the second step I have given? Generally take which one? First date as the base date. First date எவ்வளவு இருக்கு? 1st March. Sir, can you take 15th March as base date? No problem, you can take. But some answers will be in minus, some answers will be in plus. It will have a confusion. Third என்ன பண்ணும்? Calculate number of days from the due date for each transaction from the base date. So 1st March to 1st March 0 அந்த மாதிரி work out பண்றோம். Then product is equal to amount into number of days we multiply. We get the total of amount and total of product. How to calculate average due date? To calculate average due date, base date plus total of product divided by total of amount. Base date plus total of product divided by total of amount. We get how many days added? 14.56, nothing but how many days? 15 days add panna, we'll get 16th March. Pay attention, I request you to listen. Before applying all these steps, understand with the logic. Sir, why are you giving weightage? This amount எதுக்கு daysல multiply பண்றீங்கன்னா? எதுக்கு multiply பண்றோம்? Number 1, whether amount of transaction is same for all?
No.
Whether amount of transaction is same for all? No. Whether number of time interval between first and second is common for all?
No.
No. Since amount is different, due dates are different, we give weightage for both. Do you remember? Statistics, maybe you would have learned weighted average mean, simple mean, simple average, weighted average. ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? Maybe 10th level, plus 1 level, 9th standard level படிச்சிருப்பீங்க statistics. or +1 +2 ல or CA ல பண்ணிருப்பீங்க இல்லையா? ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணியாச்சு. மீன் மீடியன் மோட் அதுல simple mean weighted mean இருக்கும் இல்லையா? Okay. Okay. So this is nothing but a weighted average. This is nothing but what? Weighted average. We are giving weightage for both number of days and amount.
Equally we are giving.
We are giving weightage for both amount as well as what? Number of days. Only when you give a weighted average, the number of days worked out will be proper. Take up this. Take up this as a concept example.
Number of days doesn't include.
Copy this.
So 1-3 include. Now we'll go to the study material question. Okay. First, please understand what is the date on which the settlement to be done? The entire amount, 7,050, should be settled on what date? 16th March. I have to settle. Okay. Suppose if I settle on a later date, now 16th March pay panla. I pay about 20 days later. Later settle panna, then what will happen? Receiver will charge interest. Receiver will charge interest. Suppose if I agree to pay on 1st March itself, then I will get discount or rebate. Bills of exchange or rebate. Other cases we call it as what? Discount, cash discount credit. That concept we will come to that later. We will come to the study material question. Question number 1 partner. Don't copy the problem. We will do the solution in our style. Go to that. The following are the amounts due on a different date between the same parties. 500 amount due on what date? 3rd July. 800 amount due on 2nd August. So you have to count the days from 3rd July to 2nd August. We will take the first due date as the base date. From 10,000 due on what date? 11th September. The money. Start. Let us work out. When is the first due date? Please do it along with me. 3rd July. 3rd July. What is the amount? 500. We'll take the first date as the base date. What is the first date? 3rd July. Ganesh.
டேட்னா இந்த ப்ராப்ளத்துல வருது. ஓகே, நோ ஆஃபென்ஸ். டேட்னு சொன்னே சிரிக்க ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டேன். எஸ் எஸ் எஸ், கம் பேக் கம் பேக் கம் பேக் கம் பேக் கம் பேக். Third July will be taken as a Ganesh. 3rd July will be taken as a base day or data. Base day. Okay. Product will be. Next. How many days will be there from 3rd July to 2nd August? How many days will be there from 3rd July to 2nd August? 3rd July to 11th September. You work on it. நீங்க தான் பண்ணணும். Yes.
29.
What is the base date?
28.
Pay attention. Pay attention. 3rd July. See, don't get, don't count in with, listen,
So on the 3rd August.
don't count it with fingers. It will take a lot of time. And the 28, 29 confusion varo. Ganesh, okay? Number of fingers less. Coming back, listen. Totally, how many days are there in July? 31. How many days are getting eliminated? 3 days. Now, how days? 20 days. Plus August level days. 2 days. புரியுதா? 3rd ஜூலைல இருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண கூடாது. வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க. 3rd July. After 3rd July தான் ஒர்க் அவுட் பண்ணணும். Number of days after 3rd July. Better to have the heading number of days after the base date. அது பெட்டரா இருக்கும். So 31st, 31 days are in July. 31 days are there in July. அதுல 3 days eliminate பண்ண பேலன்ஸ் வரும். 28 days in July plus 2 days in August. எவ்வளவு days வரும்? 20 days. So this September போனா 28 days in July plus August எவ்வளவு days? 31 days plus 11 days in September. July 28 days, 31 August, then 11 days in September. Total எவ்வளவு வரும்? 70 days. Then work out the product. So total of amount total of product do you understand? 28 days in July. 3 days are already gone. Balance 28 days in July, 2 days in August and the mari. So July 28 days, August 31 days, September 11 days, total level days 70 days. So 2,300. What is the total of product? 94,000. Then work out average due date.
28 plus. September.
Base day 3rd July plus what is the total of product? Divided by 2,300. 3rd July plus several days வருது? 41 days. 41 days you tied. 41 days you tied. 3rd July.
28 plus 28 plus 11. 28 plus 31.
3rd July விட்டுடுங்க. 48 days ஆட் பண்ணும் இல்லையா? அப்ப எவ்வளவு days in July இருக்கு balance? 28 days in which month? July month. Total எவ்வளவு ஆட் பண்ணும்? Total how many days you have to count? 41 days count. அதுல 28 days ஜூலைல போச்சுன்னா இந்த பேலன்ஸ் எவ்வளவு இருக்கும்?
28 plus.
Balance எவ்வளவு days? 13 days. In which month? August month.
28.
So 13th August is the due date.
11. Plus 11. 11 seconds. 27. Not 17.
I repeat once again, I request every one of you to listen. பக்கத்துல doubt will get multiplied only, not get solved. Please listen. 3rd July எவ்வளோ? 3rd July plus 94,000 divided by 2,300 போட்டு எவ்வளோ days count பண்ணும்? 41 days count பண்ணும். Wait பண்ணுங்க. After 3rd July, after 3rd July, எவ்வளோ days are left? After 3rd July, balance left. எவ்வளோ days left? 28 days left in July month. So totally we have to count 41 days. So balance 13 days, we can take it in which month? August month. So balance and the 13 days in August. 13th due date is the 13th August is the due date. Reverse method work பண்ண easy. Once again, I repeat, 41 days you have to count. After 3rd July, 28 days are left in July. We have to totally count 41 days now. 13 more days are there in which month? August month. So due date is 13th August. Due date is 13th August. Go to second illustration. The following amounts are due by X to X by Y, okay? Look at the two cases given. Y wants to pay off the amount on 18th March. 18th March itself, Y wants to pay. Second option, they want to pay it on what? 14th July. Interest 8% per annum கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. Then we are given due dates 10th January, 26th January Republic Day கொடுத்திருக்கான். So when there is a known holiday, என்ன பண்ணணும்? Rules of Exchange chapterலயே பார்த்திருக்கோம். Prayer date will be taken. But known public holiday என்ன பண்ணணும்? Prayer date will be taken. 23rd March,
Nothing.
same. 18th August, Sunday. 18th August, Sunday. Wait பண்ணுங்க. Since all these are like kind of transactions, okay. Bank holidays, Sunday is a holiday or working day?
Working.
Work, Sunday working day, holiday. Holiday. So for the purpose of, listen, for the purpose of counting average due date, we can take Sundays as which one? Holidays. Sundays as which one? Holidays. Note. For the purpose of average due date, Sundays shall be taken as bank holidays. Sunday shall be taken as what? A bank holiday.
No Sunday.
Sunday shall be taken as what? Bank
Okay. So in chapter Sunday is taken,
Ah.
you are not there. Yeah, book of exchange.
Start, everybody. When is the first due date? 10th January, Leah. Start, everybody. What is the amount? 500. So we will take 10th January as the base date. We will take 10th January as what? The base date. Next, when is the due date? 26th January. Now we will take 25th January. What is the amount due? 1000. Then 23rd March as it is. Total amount 3000. Then 18th August, no, Sunday, no, 17th August we take how much? 4000. So count the number of days from after 10th August. Count the other things, number of days. 10th January to 25th January, what is the gap? 15 days. Next, 10th January to 23rd March. January balance எவ்வளவு days இருக்கு? 31 minus 10 எவ்வளவு இருக்கு? 21 days in January plus February. We are not given here, so 28 days in February plus March 23rd. 21 days balance in January, 28 days in February, 23 days in March. Then 17th August, January 21 days, February euro days, March 30 days, April, March 31 days, okay. April, கொடுக்கவே இல்லையே லீப் இயர்னு சொல்ல, அதனால நான் லீப் இயர் எடுத்து.
21.
May 31 days, June 30 days, July 31 days, August 17 days. Clear? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Add பண்ணுங்க. எவ்வளோ?
219.
219.
21 plus January, February, March, April.
So total of product
What is it? 219.
What is the base date? 10th January is the base date. Plus, what is the total of products? Divided by 8,500. So, எவ்வளவு days add பண்ணுவோம்? 11,07,000 by 8,500 போட்டு எவ்வளவு days add பண்ணுவோம்? Number of days. Hello?
130.
113 or 130? So 130 days you add. How many? 130 days, sir? 130 point? 23 noted. If it is 0.5 or more can be counted as 1. Wait பண்ணுங்க. January, after January 10th, எவ்வளவு days left?
130.
Balance எவ்வளவு days இருக்கு? Balance 21 days left in January. So totally we need to count how many days?
130. So 130 minus
How many days in February?
28.
Totally we have to count 130 days.
31 in March. 30 in March, April.
Yes.
May 20.
Avoid conversations. Listen. Total we have to count 130 days. Liya.
Due date is May 20th. Yeah.
Total days to count 130 days. In balance எவ்வளவு days இருக்கு?
20 days. May 30th. See, May 20th. Average due date.
Balance 20 days in which month? May month. Once again, I repeat, 10th January plus 130 days you have to count. In January, 21 days are there, February 28, March, April 30 varaik add panta, it will come to 110 days. Total level of 110 days, totally we have to count 130 days now. Remaining will be taken for which month? May month. So listen, average due date is which date?
May 20th.
20th May. Average due date is 20th May. Pay attention. On 20th May, if the money is paid, both the receiver as well as payer will not lose anything. Sir, if I delay the payment after 20th May, if I want to settle, I have to pay more interest. Amount plus interest you have to pay. If you are paying before this time, you will get a discount. You will get a discount. Now look at, there are two cases given. Look at the two cases. First case enna sollirka? If the payment is made on 18th March, start. Have we taken up this average due date or copy? Fast.
Sir, இந்த அமௌண்ட்ஸ்லாம் முன்னாடியே வாங்கிடணும்.
இல்ல வாங்கிருக்க மாட்டாங்க. அதான் நம்ம சிங்கிள் ரேட்ல செட்டில் பண்ணுவோம். Loan, transaction, sale, purchase, bills, etc.
எல்லாரும் முன்னாடி நடந்துக்கும். டியூ டேட் So வந்து delay ஆகும்.
Now, listen, how many payments to be made? 500, 3000, 1000, 4000 in the money. See, listen, once again, I reinstate or explain. Instead of making 4 different payments, we are making what? One single payment. How much payment? 8,500 rupees. On what date you have to pay? 20th May you have to pay. Okay, sir, if you are making the payment, look at case A. If the payment is made on what date? 18th March. Is it early payment or delay payment? Early payment and discount கிடைக்கும். We will get a discount. But discount will be for discount or rebate will be for how many days? Simple. You have to count from 18th March to 20th May.
March 2 days.
20th May. 80th March to 20th May, for which rebate will be given. Rebate is for 18th May to 20th May. Count the days and tell me. 18th March to 20th May. Count the days and tell me. 60? 3 days you will get the rebate. Wait. What is the total amount to be paid? What is the total amount to be paid? 8,500. Less, you can call this as rebate or discount. Pay attention. 8,500 into what is the rebate? 8% per annum. 8% per annum. 8% per annum into 63 by 365. 63 by 365. Why 365? Because it is counted in days. So net amount will be 8,500 minus this.
May 20th. Because it was 1.02. If it is above 5,
Clear, if the payment is made on 18th March, there is an early payment. A rebate is available for how many days? 63 days. So amount to be paid is 8,500 minus rebate or discount, you will get the net amount to be settled. Look at case B. What is the case B given? If the payment is made on, next என்ன கொடுத்திருக்கோம், the payment is made on 14th July. Take it up. You can do it along with me. No need to wait. 14th July, that is later date payment. Later date payment. Interest will be charged. From which date to which date? 20th May to what date? 14th July. 20th May to 14th July. For this period, interest will be charged. What will be the interest? 20th May to 14th July. எவ்வளோ டேஸ் வந்துச்சு சொல்லுங்க. மேல எவ்வளோ பேலன்ஸ்? 11 days plus ஜூன்ல 30 days plus 14 in ஜூலைனா எவ்வளோ டேஸ் டோட்டல்? So add interest 8,500 into எவ்வளோ percent? 8% into 55 by 365. Delay படி pay பண்ணா add the interest and pay. ரொம்ப simple. On 20th May if the payment is made, 20th Mayல நீங்க payment பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா just pay 8,500. முன்னாடி pay பண்ணா rebate, அப்புறமா pay பண்ண என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? You have to pay interest. Yes, listen, pay attention. I repeat or recollect for a minute, pay attention. First one, what is the amount payable? 500,000, 3,000 and what? 4,000 is the amount payable for how many days? 5 different days. Yeah, 5 different dates in the amount pay pannu. See, the purpose of average due date. What is the purpose of average due date? Instead of making 5 payment, you want to make a single payment. 8,500. We cannot make it on the last day. We cannot make it on the first day. What is average due date? We work out. Count the number of days from the base day. Then multiply with the amount, you get the product. Total of product divided by total of amount. More than as a formula. Understand? We are applying weighted average. We have to add 130 days. So from the base day, 130 days add panna. Any day varudhu? 20th May. The payment is made earlier, which means 18th March la pay panna. 63 days in advance you get the payment. So you get the rebate. And pay the net amount. If you are delaying and paying, you pay extra interest. You pay which one? Extra interest. In this case, how many days extra interest? 55 days extra interest you have to add and pay. Okay. So how this 8,500? Total of all the payments to be made. 8,500 to be made. 20th May le settle panna. There is no interest will be charged or no discount. Is it practical? Yes, it is 100% practically used. Now, go to question number 3. Calculate average due date from the following. Wait பண்ணுங்க. This is bills of exchange chapter mari. Date of the bill எப்ப கொடுத்திருக்கோம்? August 10th, October 22nd, December 4, January 14 and what? March 14. Wait, term, how many months given?
3 months. Due date is 3 days after.
Yes, you have to work out due date first. இங்க 60 days கொடுத்திருக்கோம், then 2 months, then 60 days, then 2 months is given, then amount is given. Before we start to solve the problem, what we have to work out?
Plus 3.
Due dates. We have to work out which one? Due dates. Start. Grace days, 3 days always will be added. Wherever there is a bill of exchange given, always what? 3 days of grace will be given. Start. Work out the due dates first.
It's not interest, it's like giving him discount. Yeah, please.
First case like discount. Second case like interest charge. Work out பண்ண பார்க்கலாம்.
Number 10.
3 months now. 3 months we have to add. 3 months means August 10th plus 3 months அப்படி add பண்ணன வரும். September, October, November plus 3 days of grace. 13th November 2019 will be the due date for the first one. 13th November. August 10th, September, October, November 10th வரும் plus 3 days of grace. Plus 3 days of grace days always you would allow. Then 22nd October you have to count how many days? How many days you have to count? 60 days na plus 3, 63 days count பண்ணுங்க. Count, try பண்ணு, work out பண்ணுங்க.
24th of 1. 24th October.
Do it in paper and tell the answer.
24th.
First bill, when is the first bill due? 10th August bill, 10th August 2019 bill. 3 months plus 3 days add பண்ண எவ்வளவு வருது? என்ன due date வருது? 13th November 2019. Try to do it on your own, don't discuss. Your speech is irritating. நீங்க பேசுறது என்னை ரொம்ப irritate பண்ணுது. Can I close the class and say the chapter is over? உங்களோட ஆன்சர் நீங்களே பண்ண முடியாதா? இதுக்கு பக்கத்துல இருக்கிறவங்க தான் வேணுமா? எல்லாத்துக்கும் பக்கத்துல இருக்கிற ஹெல்ப் கேட்பீங்களா? I'll ask in all the meaning. Something should be done on your own. That includes your examination answers also. பக்கத்துல பேசி இரிட்டேட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா நான் கிளாஸ் கேன்சல் பண்ணிட்டு போயிட்டே இருப்பேன் சாப்டர் ஓவர்னு சொல்லிட்டு. Do it on your own. We'll have reason or no reason to talk. Please do it. Next, 22nd October 2019. எவ்வளவு days add பண்ணும்? 63 days including grace days add பண்ணுங்க. இது நான் bills of exchange chapterலயே சொல்லியிருக்கேன். 22nd October இல்லையா? So அக்டோபர்ல பேலன்ஸ் எவ்வளவு டேஸ் இருக்கு? 22nd October, அக்டோபர்ல பேலன்ஸ் எவ்வளவு டேஸ் இருக்கு? 9 days இருக்கு. Then நவம்பர்ல எவ்வளவு டேஸ் வரும்? 30 days. 30 days. டோட்டலா 63 days ஆட் பண்ணும்.
24 days.
பேலன்ஸ் எவ்வளவு இருக்கும்?
24 days.
24 days. That can be taken for which month? December. For the second bill, 24th December 2019. நீங்க பென் பேப்பர் எல்லாமே மைண்ட்ல ஒர்க் அவுட் பண்ணா sometimes you may go wrong. I request you to try it on your own. Okay, once again repeat how many days you have to count? 63 days you have to count. 22nd October, அக்டோபர்ல இருக்கிற பேலன்ஸ் எவ்வளவு days? 9 days. நவம்பர்ல எவ்வளவு days? 30 days இருக்கு. Balance you can take it to December 24th. December 24th. Then next, when is the next one? Next எப்போ சொல்லிருக்கான் பாருங்க.
4th December.
4th December 2019. Plus எவ்வளவு days add பண்ணணும்? 2 months and 3 days. Add பண்ண போறோம். 4th December 2019. 2 months and 3 days add பண்ணா 3 days add பண்ணும்போது 7 ஆயிடும். Then 2 months add பண்ணா January, February. February 2020. 7th February 2020. 7th February 2020. Next. Next எப்போ கொடுத்திருக்கான் பாருங்க. 14th January 2020. வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க. இங்க assume February எவ்வளவு days கொடுத்திருக்கான் பாருங்க. It is specified to us that assume February is how many days? 28 days. In the exam, when they ask you to assume, so assume it. So plus எவ்வளவு days add பண்ணணும்? 63 days you have to count. So January already 14 days over. January 14 days over. So balance in எவ்வளவு days இருக்கும்?
17 days.
17 days in January. February they ask you to take it as what? 28 days. It's a leap year. It's a leap year. But since it is specified to take 28 days, only take 28 days. Total எவ்வளவு days count பண்ணணும்? 63 days. Balance you can take it for March.
18th.
So for this 18th March 2020. Sir, why are you taking February 28 days? Because it is specified in the problem to take 28 days. It's a leap year. So balance 18 days, we'll take it for which month? March month. So 18th March 2020 will be the due date for the next bill. Any doubt in it? 14th January, you have days add pannu? 63 days you have to add. January balance how days? 17 days. February 28 days. Balance you take it for which month? March month. So 18th March 2020 is the due date. Done. Next bill paranga. 14th March. 14th March 2020 plus you will add pannu. 2 months and 3 days you have to give grace.
17th May.
So this will be like 17 May 2020. So we get different due dates. 17th May 2020. February it is specified and asked to us that to take how many days? 28 days. 28 days only. Or other? What? Now we'll do the solution. Now tell me the due dates. Due dates. What is the first one?
13th November 2019.
13th November 2019. அப்புறம்
24th December 2019. 7th February 2020. 18th March 2020. 17th May.
amounts are given in the problem. What is the amount? 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, 2,000 and what? 3,000. Amounts are given. Count the number of days after what date? 13, 11, 2019. You count the number of days. First one is 0, of course. Next, 24th December. Now, November la balance all days irukkum. 30 la 13 poita balance all days. 17 days in November plus 24 days in this one. Then 7 to 2020. So December 17 days, November 17 days, December 31 days, January 31 days, February 7 days. November, December, January, February. Next, March 18th. November, December, January, February, 28 days assume and சொல்றான் plus March 18 days. February 28 days we take it, though it is 2020 leap year, we take 28 days only because it is specified to us in the problem. Next, plus April euro days 30 days, May euro days, March 31 days, April 30 days plus May 17 days. Okay, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, 17 days. So what is the base date? 13th November 2019. Total of amount 13,54,000 divided by total of product divided by total of amount. Oh, plus எவ்வளவு days? 60. So count the days. 68 days you have to count and add. So Novemberல balance எவ்வளவு இருக்கு? 17 days. Decemberல 31 days போய்டும். இன்னும் பேலன்ஸ் வர இருக்கும். 68 days கவுண்ட் பண்றதுல நவம்பர் 17 போயாச்சு, டிசம்பர் 31 days போயாச்சு. So balance okay, 20th January 2020 is the due date. Novemberல balance 17 days we will count. Decemberல 31 days and 20th January will be the due date. Remember, we have taken the base date. What is the base date we have taken? 13/11/2019 we have taken as the base date and worked out. 13/11/2019 plus எவ்வளவு days add பண்ணும்? 68 days we have to add. So Novemberல இன்னும் 17 days left. Decemberல 31 days தான், 48 days போயாச்சு இல்லையா? இன்னும் பேலன்ஸ் எவ்வளவு இருக்கும்? 20 more days. So 20th January 2020 will be what? Due date. Now, this will be there in the display. I request you to listen for a minute, then before we proceed, pay attention. The textbook will put the solution. Now, answer and answer adhe da. What is the due date? January 20, 2020. அவங்க different base date எடுத்திருப்பாங்க. Base date பாத்தீங்கன்னா 10th August 2019 எடுத்திருப்பாங்க. Okay, they would have multiplied, counted, etc. and all. Since they would have taken 10th August as a base date. Which August? 10th August as a base date, and the total of product divided by total of amount 163 days வந்துரும். Okay, but what we get, we are starting from which date? 11th November இருந்து start பண்றோம். Due date, first due date எடுத்து போடுறதுனால this part will be different. And the 68 days add பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்கும். Since they have taken August and 10th as the base date, in the particular part மட்டும் answer different இருக்கும். But anyhow, our due date is what date? 20th January 2020. 20th January 2020. So there is no compulsion that you must take this as a base date and work out. Sir, can I take even 1st November as a base date and work out? In this problem, நீங்க number of days வந்து 1st November இருந்து எடுத்து போடலாமா? போடலாம், no problem. Base date can be taken from any day. It need not be from the first due date. First due date எடுத்தா it's comfortable. You will avoid all the negative or positive amounts. இந்த மாதிரி textbook modelலையும் போடலாம். Okay. Now at home, listen, at home, I request you to work out this illustration 4. In our style, I request you to work out, okay, the bills along kuduthirpa, so try to work out for this question. Which question? Illustration 4, try to work out at home. Now take up this. So base date can be any date. For our convenience and working, we take which one? First due date as the base date.
4, example 4. 1, 2 in 6.45 I see AD. And go to example 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, with this, a part of average due date is over. A part of average due date is over. In this, we had seen so far only payment situation. X pays to Y, different amounts. எவ்வளவு amounts இங்க? 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, 2,000, 3,000 மாதிரி. A party pays a series of amount to what? Y அந்த மாதிரி. Wait பண்ணுங்க. In the next session, in the next class, we will see X would have sold goods to Y as well as purchased goods from Y. X would have sold goods to Y. அதுக்கு collection இருக்கும் different datesல. அதே மாதிரி X would have purchased goods from Y. அதுக்கு என்ன இருக்கும்? Payment you have to make. From the same party we have to collect the money, to the same party we have to pay the money. How to calculate average due date? Net amount to settle பண்ணது, how to calculate average due date? Then interest on drawings, how to calculate using average due date? EMI calculations, how to calculate average due date? Those things we'll see in the next class. But the concept is settle on a day wherein which both the party loses nothing. We'll stop with